we've been actually continually in contact with the state relative to the migrant issue. In fact, most recently today, our chairman was on a conference call. I'm going to ask you guys to go out in the hallway, please. Thank you. Today, our chairman was in a Zoom call with our state representative and senator, and received more information, which I will ask him to, instead of getting them working permits, so they can actually pay taxes.
Yeah, that's actually a separate update. It did not occur. I gave that update to the meeting with them, but on Saturday, I happened to be at the Veterans Ceremony in North Attleboro, Plainville, and the keynote speaker is the regional director of MEMA. And I had a conversation with him afterwards, and in the course of that conversation, he told me that MEMA and the National Guard are working on setting up a work authorization expediting site in this area. I want to say in Carver, but I may be wrong about that. But anyway, somewhere in southeastern Mass to expedite work permits for these families, which is to me the biggest single thing we could get done. And I pledged any assistance we could give him to get that moving. And if he wants to, test pilot with us, great. If there's something we can do, so that's good news. As you may have seen in the news, the legislature has passed a $250 million supplemental aid bill, which is providing additional aid, especially through the Department of Education, but not just through them, to cover expenses associated with educating and other care of the migrant families. Don't have any good updates back, and I asked again about the issue of the October 1 student counts and how that would affect assessments, especially for the KP regional. But I raised that today and said, this isn't going to kill me today, but it's going to kill me by January 1st when we start looking at budgets. We really have to get together with DESE and agree on a process for handling that equitably. From my perspective, you'd remove those student counts totally from the ledgers. You do all your assessments and all your calculations based on that, and then you look at whether the students come back in the fall, and then you do supplemental aid based on that. But that's just my opinion, the simplest way. And they are working on some more transportation solutions to help with transportation in the evenings from school. I did raise the issue about, and I don't know what we're going to do about this other than have some hard conversations probably, but we need to find a walking path that gets from the Comfort Inn to Target and Stop and Shop. We need to find something that gets them off Route 1 before the snow falls. Because as bad as it is now, it's going to get worse when the winter hits.
It's so dangerous.
And so I talked to them about the need for that, and that we may need some help from Mass DOT, but that we were going to be trying to pursue some option there, because that's the one that keeps me up at night worrying about that. All those things said, the schools report both at KP and local schools that things are going fairly well, and they have hired a couple of people locally, the local schools, to help with language issues and other social needs, and that they're using the money the state's providing for that, and they have not used all that money the state's provided yet, so that's good, in case they figure out some other needs in that area, but it's going fairly well. The good news, if you will, from Plainville perspective is we are kind of maxed out. So we don't have any more rooms at the Comfort Inn. We don't have any more rooms at the Best Day Inn. This is where we're going to be at. So that's the update there. Tangentially, I guess St. Martha is going to be bringing all the families to the church on Saturday for their 5:30 service. The church, families that want to go to the 5:30 service, and then having dinner in the basement afterwards.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's kind of a good step to, again, give them another connection point besides the schools. But to me, the big thing is the work authorization. We've got to move that
That's
forward.
huge.
So
That's
I was very happy to hear that on Saturday.
I'm assuming there's no update on our concern about the hotel tax?
It's still under study.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
We're not the only community. Apparently 23 of the 90 communities have already registered the complaint, and the rest are
Oh, it's
gonna come
real.
in.
Yeah,
It's real.
I don't know why the other what's taking the other
I
67
guess they haven't
so
agreed
long.
on using the form letter, I guess, but, I got several calls asking for our letter, so, I'm sure that's being used as a sample. But the most vocal communities have been Woburn and Sturbridge, who've been very vocal, and that's helpful to us. It takes a little pressure off. They're bigger, they have more political weight. Consequently, that's helpful that they're in the chorus.
Yeah, that did get asked about in the call today, but the update was what Mr. Noble just said, which is basically they're still studying and analyzing.
They haven't
What to
said
do with
no, so that's a good
Right,
sign.
yeah, that feels like a real
If they said yes, it'd be
tangible
better.
thing. You know?
For us, it's a lot of money,
Yeah,
not to be sneezed at.
right, exactly, exactly. So we could just,
Right, and you know, with the commitment that we would be held harmless,
right,
that's harm.
yeah, correct.
And we're trying to manage, you know, I think, relatively speaking, I think Plainville's being a good partner in terms of not overstepping what we should be doing, but at the same time being as helpful as possible and not complaining and whining to the state all the time. But anyway, that's my feeling. Okay, that's the migrant family update.